Hi, I'm Taylor Smurl.
And I'm Liz June.
And this is Neat, our special Oktoberfest edition.
It is our very special Oktoberfest edition.
What have we got going on?
We've got 6 different types of Oktoberfest beers to try. These are all American, right?
Yeah.
We are Americans, so
These are the beers we have.
So we have a variety of Marzen style Oktoberfest beers. One that might not be Marzen, but we'll see.
We're gonna see. First thing we're gonna do is a color test. So we're gonna see like how they fall in that kind of amber copper feel that is supposed to be characteristic of a Marzen, and then, you know, flavor-wise, we're going to compare them in that Marzen should be a little roasty, toasty, a little bit of a spicy malt, definitely not heavy on the hops, and not sweet. We'll see what's going on with these local brews. The Sierra Nevada is one that I saw had good reviews. So this one is the one that does outright call it itself a fest beer.
Oh.
So it says Oktoberfest, but then it also says it's a fest beer. And fest beer is that term that has been used, like, some of the lighter Oktoberfest beers that are popular in, like, actual Oktoberfest celebration.
Sierra Nevada.
So the next one we have is from Blue Point Brewing Company. No indication of what it's trying to be other than Oktoberfest. So
I don't know. We'll see. Okay, it looks a little amber.
Yeah, it's a little bit more on the amber. It's a little darker than the Sierra Nevada.
Blue Point.
Next up, we have Bell's Oktoberfest offering. So it's a little kind of, I didn't put these out in any kind of form, but it's a little darker than the Blue Point. This is a little bit more of what I'm used to when I think of Marzen styles Oktoberfest.
Yeah, it's a little redder.
Yeah.
Bell's Oktoberfest.
The next one, I've actually never had anything. Oh, I guess I've had a beer from Jack's Abbey before. But this is from Jack's Abbey. This is Massachusetts. It's called the Copper Legend Oktoberfest. So I'm guessing that's a comment on the color we're gonna get, maybe?
Okay, maybe it's gonna be copper. Oh.
Yeah, kind of the same.
Yeah. There's the can for you to see.
So next one is it's super local. It's the Brooklyn Brewery Oktoberfest. I think our darkest yet.
Yeah.
It's a really cute bottle. It's got like a little cross stitch on it.
Yeah, a little, like, they made the bee like embroidery and they have like a little gingham on there. That's kind of cute.
It's cute.
It's cute.
Yeah. The last one is the Sam Adams Oktoberfest. We'll see how this is. I saw a couple people complain that it was a little too hoppy to be considered an Oktoberfest. So I don't know. It's definitely the darkest one.
Yeah.
The order kind of. The Bell's is still pretty dark, but
some of our hypotheses seem to pan out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe this guy is a little bit lighter.
Yeah. Now, color really tells us so much. It does indicate the roast level of the malt for the most part. Obviously, artificial coloring, caramel coloring. These are beers made in America, so they don't necessarily have to follow the German beer rules. We'll get into tasting them. See if maybe this kind of follows suit in the same way.
Yeah. So first we'll try the Sierra Nevada Fest beer.
Fest beer.
Prost. That feels pretty light.
It's very light. It definitely has some spice to it. It's got a nice, bright, caramelly, kind of lemony flavor. It's a lot lighter than what I associate with Marzen, but not at all in a bad way.
Yeah, I like this.
This is definitely mimicking the more popular style of Oktoberfest beers nowadays. I think that there's a bit of a association in America with the idea of, like, it's a fall beer. So we expect, you know, almost that kind of nut indoctrination of it's going to be nutty and spicy and like, you know, almost like a nut brown, or maybe the beers that sell better to the American palate have those things in common.
I guess let's move on to our next guy. This is the Blue Point Oktoberfest.
Don't swirl your beer.
You don't have to swirl your beer, but Prost.
Very, like, roasted caramel on the nose.
Yes.
And on the palate. It's very malty.
Yeah, it is very malty, but in a good way. I don't love malt in my beer, but I understand that is part of beer.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like that kind of, that sweet bready quality, like biscuit kind of flavor.
I like this. I like it in this one.
Toasted biscuit, malt, like caramel. There's not a lot of spice, but it's definitely like a really nice, round, warm.
Yeah. So our next one.
This is the Jack's Abbey Copper Legend.
Copper Legend.
Yes. It says Prost on the can.
Oh. I get a little bit more bread in the taste.
I guess there's a touch of bitterness there too.
Yeah.
It has that clean palate to it, you know?
Okay.
Like it kind of all goes down. I like that it gives us its IBUs. That's its international bitterness units.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was a thing.
It's not normal to be on the label, but especially with IPAs, they'll include their IBUs just to kind of give you a key in on how bitter a beer is.
Huh.
It's not a direct translation to how bitter a beer is because other things balance out the bitterness, but I think that's a really balanced beer. I like that it has a little touch of bitterness to it.
Yeah.
Definitely not a hoppy beer, definitely not a bitter beer. It just has some nice balance to it.
The Bells Oktoberfest. I like the color, it's very orange.
Yes. They are definitely trying to get you to buy it in the fall. It has little leaves.
The bottle cap is a little leaf and it's really cute.
It's really cute.
I want to make magnets out of it.
It's got that same kind of like that nice malty, bready, spicy, little bit of spice, like caramelly nose to it.
Like a little vanilla.
Oh yeah, there's some vanilla there.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
I do like this. It's very warm.
I do feel like it's more flavorful than some of the other ones we've had. It's a little bit more pronounced.
The taste is very warm and very fall to me, but it's also very crisp.
When I think it has a fuller body, maybe that's what I'm trying to say. It's more of a like medium to full-bodied beer, whereas I think these were a little thinner, a little lighter.
Ah, yes.
Let's try the old local standby.
Brooklyn Lager.
Brooklyn's a little hit or miss for me. I like their post-road pumpkin, I will say.
Oh.
They use real pumpkin. It's a very like classic like vegetal pumpkin beer. So
Okay.
one of the darkest ones we've got out of our selection. When we were looking around the store, there were some Hofbrau options. There were some like Weinspanner. There were some German beers and there were some Dunkels. So there are things that I think might have like actually fit in this realm
Yeah.
of German lagers, because we're talking about German style lager. It's a style developed in Germany of a lager is what these all are. So I think those would have fit as bookends,
Yeah.
but we're trying to just stick to Oktoberfest.
Prost. You gotta knock those ghosts out of your beer.
Get out of there, ghosts! Don't haunt my drink. Those are friendly ghosts.
This one tastes like it wants to be more fall. It's a little bit more caramel.
It's very caramel, like caramel corn.
Like candy corn.
It is. It's very caramelly, and it's also it has a bit of a bitter back note to it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of a funky vegetal nose. It's like wet grass. Like a
Oh,
wet malt.
okay.
Yeah. So there's a very bittersweet quality to it. Like there's a bit of almost like an acidity that I'm not really liking in it. Like a sourness.
See, I love sours. I love sour beer, so I don't hate it. I like it, but it doesn't taste like what I imagine Oktoberfest is supposed to taste like. I don't know if I could call it Oktoberfest.
I mean, it's calling itself Oktoberfest.
It is calling itself Oktoberfest. So let's move on to our last and perhaps most controversial friend here.
I mean, I don't know. A couple people on the internet thought that Sam Adams was too hoppy. Has that same, like, very toasted bread.
I actually don't think that's that bad, and I don't know if I agree with the internet. I don't.
It's not hoppy.
I don't taste hoppy.
Sometimes malt and hop get put on like sweet and not sweet,
Mm.
and that's not really how malt or hop work.
Really?
Like hop can be sweet. Think of like a very juicy IPA. It can be very sweet. It has a bitter, hoppy, like grapefruity flavor, but it can be very sweet. Whereas a malty beer can be very dry and acidic. I think in the terms of hop, it's not bitter like hops. It's just the
yeah.
less. It's got less of the malty, bready, caramelly kind of thickness. As far as the spice that is somewhat intrinsic to Marzen styles, I think there's a good spice quality to this.
Mm-hmm.
I think all these beers were good. I'll say that flat out. I think my favorite in line with what I expect from the style is probably the Bells. My favorite in line with just my personal palate is probably the Blue Point or the Sierra Nevada, but that's because I like light lagers.
I liked those too.
Yeah, and that's not against the stuff. And I think actually it's a cool range of Oktoberfest styles, because they can range from very light toasted bread, just no bitterness whatsoever, down into a bit more of a heavy maltiness, more of a heavy like spice, darker, lighter. It's a range of beers that can live in the same family.
Yeah.
So one thing that we did want to do, this is a fun thing. We always give you all a cocktail or two, and Radler beers. It's a German style of beer cocktail, if you can call it that. It's usually just beer cut with fruit juice, lemonade, soda of some kind.
What have you got over there?
So I found this red shiso and apple sparkling soda. So it's got yuzu juice, apple juice, red shiso juice. I think that kind of feels fall, right?
Yeah.
Apple.
So what do you think you want to pair that one with?
I'm going to pick one of the lighter ones because I think that light herbaceous quality is really going to butt heads with some of the darker, roastier flavors.
Okay.
What's your soda?
So my soda is randomly kind of like a German soda, Matt and pomegranate. I feel like that is going to pair actually with some of like the darker stuff.
Well, then I'm going to go with the lightest. I'm going to go with the Sierra Nevada here, I think. So maybe we can do like a third to 2/3.
I love how pink that soda is.
So pink. Oh, the smell is just so... This soda is wild. I've never seen this before and I just could not buy it.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's really nice.
That's really beautiful.
It's just herbal and appley, and it's got a nice, caramelly, toasty bottom note to it. But that's just really
that's just
nice.
Gorgeous.
Moshi is the brand, and they have a couple other flavors that are cool. Oh, in the wine world, we'd call it a spritz. We're just making like a beer spritz kind of.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't have a cool soda accessible that you want to use at home, you can just make a really cool simple syrup and some soda water, and then add some beer on top, and you've got a nice Radler beer cocktail, beer spritz, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I'm trying to decide which dark beer I want, because as far as taste,
The Copper Legend.
I think I'm gonna try using this with my German pomegranate soda.
Now, is it mate and pomegranate?
Yeah, this is also very herbal. Okay, well, I'm gonna put a little bit of that guy in there. I'm gonna put this Fest beer.
Let me sniff it.
You can drink
Whoa!
it. It's a lot more herbal than I thought it was gonna be. Try this though.
Oh wow. It is nice, but it's not sweet. I think the point of Radler is just to add sweetness to a beer. And that just makes it like a nice, dry, kind of grassy. I've seen this around as just a yerba mate soda. I've never seen it with the German, like all of the German on it.
There's so much German on it. In any case, I like it, so.
Well, cheers. Prost. I like that you've got the weird mate soda, and I've got the very Japanese soda, and then they've got German beers made in America.
It's just, it just speaks to Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest is celebrated around the world. Now it's everyone's thing.
Yes.
Everyone can do Oktoberfest, especially this year because it's not officially happening, but you can celebrate Oktoberfest in your home. You can do whatever you want.
We clearly did.
We're not your dad.
No dads here. Alright, well, if you have any cool experiences with your favorite local or not local, whatever, Oktoberfest beers, let us know.
Tell us about it.
If you are going to celebrate Oktoberfest your own way this year, let us know about that too.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Let us know how you celebrate Oktoberfest. Prost!
I've been Taylor Smurl.
And I've been Liz June.
And this has been
Neat!